Hi everybody, today I'll show you how to make payment forms in WordPress. So let's just begin. Alright, so to create the payment forms, first of all we have to go inside the plugin and click on the add new, and from here you just have to write down payment form here, and you will be able to see the different forms here: the forminator, contact form plugin, contact us form, contact us by VP forms. So you can see the bunch of different forms here, but right now I will be using the forminator. So I have already installed this. All I need to do is to click on the activate, and now you can see that we have the forminator in the sidebar. So let's click here, and as you can see this, we are inside the dashboard of the forminator. So if I want to create the form or the payment form, all I need to do is to click on the create, and from here I can simply create the form here. So as you can see that we have the templates here. So in the template we have the contact us form, we have the quote request, we have the newsletter sign up, login registration, and create post. So I'll simply go with the blank template here and click on the continue. Now we have to write down the name of our payment form, so that would be payment form. So now let's just click on the create. Alright, so we have created our payment form here. So now what we need to do, we have to insert the fields here. Okay, so to insert the field I have to click on the insert fields, and here you will be able to see that we have a lot of the different fields. For payment we have the Stripe and PayPal and e-signature as well. Okay, so for the payment form I will be using name field, email field, and I would use the phone number, address, and I will actually go with the Stripe and PayPal and currency. Alright, so for my payment form I will be using these fields here. So you can actually use any other field whichever you need for your payment form. So let's click on the insert fields, and as you can see that we have all the fields that we selected: name, email, address, phone, address, and we have the credit or the debit card, PayPal, and in the last we have the currency. So now let's just click on the name here, and from here I can simply edit my field. So in the name field, as you can see that we have the label, we have the placeholder. So I can change the name of the label and the placeholder as well. And if I want to add the description, I can also add the description here. All right. And in the similar way, if I want to add the first name, last name, so I simply click here, and from here I can add the prefix first name, middle name, and the last name. But right now I just simply click on the single, and we have the option of the settings. So in the settings we have the option of require. So if you want your name field as a required field, you simply click here. Other than that, you simply keep it optional. And we also have the options of pre-populate, and in the pre-populate we have the query parameter that is also optional, but I will skip the query parameter at the moment. Okay, so after that we have the styling. So in the styling we can add the additional CSS classes if we want to, and in the last we have the visibility. So in the visibility I can add the rules to the visibility. All right, and in the similar way I can customize the email address field. Okay, so you can see this, we have the label placeholder, and in the settings we have the require option, and we have the validate option. So whether I want to validate the email or not in the payment form. So if I want to validate the email, I will simply click here, but if I don't want to validate the email, I will simply click on the none. In the similar way we have the styling, and after that we have the visibility. Okay, so now let's just try to click on the credit and the debit card. Click on the edit field. So in the credit or the debit card, you can see that we have the label, we have the description that is optional, and we also have the language. So you can simply select the language from here, but the default value is actually the auto. And after that we have the card icon and the postal code. So if you want to disable or enable the postal code in your payment form, you can simply do it from here. Alright, so now let's click on the settings. So in the settings we have the payment mode. So in the payment mode we have the test payment mode and the live payment mode, and we can also change the currency of our payment from USD to any other currency or the currency of our country. Okay, So after that we have the payment plan. So in the payment plan you can actually create the plans. So in the payment plan you can actually add the payment type, whether the payment type would be the one time or the subscription. But the subscription model is actually only available for the pro version of the Forminator, so we actually can't use it. All right, and we can also add another plan if we want to. So after that we have the advanced settings. Okay, so one thing you have to make sure that to use the Stripe field, we have to connect our Stripe account to the Forminator. Other than that, if you don't connect our Stripe account with the Forminator, we won't be able to use the Stripe field. So I'm leaving this up to you that you will be able to connect your Stripe account with the Forminator. Okay, so after that we have the advanced setting. So in the advanced setting we have the payment receipts. So if you want to enable the payment receipts, you can simply enable it from here. Other than that, it would be disabled by default. So we also have the payment details. So in the payment details we have the statement, we have the payment description, we have the card validation, billing details, and the metadata. Okay, so now let's just click on the styling. So in the styling, as you can see this, we have this base class, complete, empty, focus, and invalid, and autofill. So you can change the values here. So you can simply add the additional CSS classes if you want to. And in the last we have the visibility, and in the visibility you can add the rules for the visibility of that particular field. Okay, so now let's close this, and in the similar way we can go inside the currency. And in the currency, as you can see this, we have the label, placeholder, and we have the default value, description. And if I just go inside the settings, you will be able to see the require option, and then we have the currency. So you can simply change the currency from here, and after that we have the limit from minimum to the maximum, and we have the error messages, and in the last we have the formatting. Okay, and if I just click on the calculations, in the calculations we can enable the calculation or disable the calculation of the field. But right now I'll just simply go with the default value, and after that we have the styling and visibility, and as you know that we have the same options in the styling and the visibility. Okay, so this is how you can create the payment form in the WordPress. And if I just click on the appearance here, you can see this, we have the design styles. So we can go with the default design. I can click on the flat one, bold, material, and none. So I would actually like to go here with the material, and after that we have the layout. So in the layout we actually have the radio or the checkbox size. So that is actually, the value is actually the custom value. And after that we have the colors, we have the fonts, and we have the form container, and in the last we have the field container. Okay, so if I just click on the behavior, you will be able to see the submission behavior. And after that, in the submission behavior we have the method, we have the validation, and we have the payment, and we have the autofill, security, lifespan, rendering, and in the last we can save this and continue. All right, so now let's just have a look at our form. So if I just click on the preview, we will be able to see our payment form here. All right, so this is looking great. So as you can see that in our payment form we have the name, email, phone, street address, apartment or the suite, city, state, and zip or the postal code, and we also have the country and the currency. Okay, so why don't we have the Stripe or the PayPal? The reason is that we haven't connected our payment accounts with the Forminator, so that is why we are not able to see the Stripe or the PayPal. But once you connected your PayPal or Stripe account, then you will be able to see those payment fields. Alright, so this is how we can create the payment form in the WordPress. And if you really find this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe the channel.